Hey guys, I'm Saurav. In this video, I will be talking about white balance. Now, white balance is a setting which is not discussed very often as aperture, shutter speed and ISO are, but white balance is very essential in photography because white balance controls the colors of the images. This video will be divided into three parts. The first part will be where I explain you what is white balance and why it is essential to control it. The second part will be different camera white balance presets that camera provides us. The third part will be how to correct the white balance and get natural images in post-processing. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. So the first part is what is white balance. Before understanding white balance, let us understand what is color temperature. Now the colors you see in the image has a certain color temperature associated to it. This color temperature is not the same temperature that you use for measuring hotness and coldness, but this color temperature refers to the intensity of light. If your image contains more blue, the temperature is more, and if your image contains more red, the temperature is less. And this temperature is referred with Kelvin values. So more the Kelvin values, higher is the temperature, lesser is the Kelvin value, lower is the temperature. Now, white balance is basically balancing the whites in the image so that you get natural colors. I will elaborate it for you. When you see a white paper under orange light, yellow light or blue light, you see it as white and not of any different color because your human eye is able to remove the color cast with the different lighting. But the camera is not smart enough. So basically we adjust the white balance, that is we adjust the Kelvin value so that the white looks white and all the colors look as natural as possible. So in a nutshell, by adjusting the Kelvin values, by adjusting the white balance, we are trying to get natural images. And for adjusting the white balance, our camera provides us different presets, and that brings us to the second part of the video, that is different white balance presets. The first white balance preset is cloudy. Now, cloudy white balance preset, as the name suggests, works great when you're shooting on a cloudy day. Now, when you're shooting on a cloudy day, it might happen that there are a bit of blue tones in the image. So to counteract that, to remove the blue color cast, it warms up the image and makes the colors look natural. The second preset is the daylight preset. Now the daylight preset does the exactly same job as the cloudy white balance preset does. It warms up the image but up to a slightly lesser extent, and it works great under daylight situations. The third preset is flash. Now when you're shooting in low light conditions, when you're using on-camera flash white balance preset can be a great starting point to get natural colors and to remove any particular color cast in the image. The fourth white balance preset is shade. Now shade is a white balance preset that is much warmer than cloudy, daylight and flash is. Shade is generally used when you want to add orange colors to the photograph. So when you're shooting under shade or when you're shooting sunsets, shade white balance preset can be a great starting point to shoot. The fifth white balance preset is tungsten. Now tungsten white balance preset does the exactly opposite of what cloudy, daylight, shade and flash does. It actually makes the image a bit cooler. So tungsten white balance preset is generally used when you're shooting under a tungsten light bulb because the scene is very warm, and to remove that warm effect and to remove the color cast, it makes the image a bit cooler. So it works great when you're shooting indoors, it works great when you're shooting the night sky. Suppose you're photographing stars, suppose you're photographing Milky Way, tungsten can be a great starting point and then you can fine tune it. The sixth white balance preset is auto white balance preset. Now basically when your camera is set to auto white balance, the camera does the thinking. What happens is when you press the shutter button, the camera looks for a white reference object in the image and tries to balance the Kelvin value and make it look white and adjust the other colors in the same proportion so that you get natural colors overall in the image. Sometimes your camera might find it difficult to get a neutral colored object or a white object in the image, and at that particular time the camera might introduce a certain color cast which you don't want in the images. Basically you can always correct the Kelvin values and the white balance in post-processing, and that brings us to the third part of the video. Now you can correct the colors and white balance in post-processing, and the first and very essential step is to shoot in RAW. Not that JPEGs won't allow you to change the colors, but RAW file format will give you much more flexibility and you can produce much more natural colors. So suppose you're shooting in auto mode and your camera didn't pick the right white balance, or you set the camera to some incorrect white balance preset. You don't have to worry if you're shooting in RAW. just get that raw file and open it with some software that can handle raw files. Adobe Lightroom, Capture One Pro, Camera Raw are some great softwares that can handle raw files. Whichever software you are using, the overall idea remains the same. Use the neutral color picker option and point it to a neutral object or a white object, and basically what that will do is give you a correct white balance and make the colors look natural. And with one single click, you can just go from here to here. So with one single click, it's possible to get natural colors. But sometimes the objects might not be completely gray or completely white, and that particular time you can always select this option and then fine tune it to get the right colors. And this is a great option because while shooting, you can focus on composition, on the other settings, and when you're home, when you're post-processing the images, you can focus on white balance. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more such tutorials. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.